Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Life Issue and this is Blessing. Thank you so much for coming to my channel to listen to this conversation and to also drop your comments. All right, this evening I want to talk about prophetic utterances, prophetic declaration. Are these things real? There's so many prophetic declaration that is out there, and many Nigerians are wondering, are they real or are they scam? What do you think? Do you believe in prophetic utterances? Do you believe in a prophet seeing the future of a nation, of a person, of a state, of a government? Do you believe that Nigerian prophets or Nigerian pastors actually see? Now, early this morning, somebody actually wanted me to post a video of a particular pastor's message because he wanted to listen to the prophetic utterances. And that got me thinking about prophetic utterances. And I had to do a lot of research on it. How many of these prophetic utterances actually came to pass? How many of prophetic utterances are generic? I mean, if a pastor says you are going to be rich, there's going to be rain, Brexit is going to happen, are these things not already given? If a pastor says there's going to be an earthquake in the world, are these things not already given? If a pastor says this year there'll be a plane crash, the statistic is like 50-50. So it could happen, it will happen, even if it's just one. So are these things actually prophetic utterances or already things that are given, like naturally it will happen anyway? Just like somebody saying the sun will rise in the morning. Of course the sun will rise in the morning unless Jesus Christ comes. So I had to go through all the prophetic utterances that were, said by our prominent man of God this few, weeks that we were crossing over. And what I've done is I've compiled it for you to look at and for you to actually have an understanding, an idea of what have been spoken by our men of God. Now, while I was going through it, I noticed something. Some of this prophetic declaration are just like when a pastor is blessing or declaring something upon the life of their members. Like if a pastor says you're going to be rich this year, you're going to be as wealthy as you can. It's not specific, it's generic. If you work in it, of course, some people in this congregation will be rich. Some will not be if you don't work in it. But there are some of these prophetic utterances or declaration that were very specific. Now, I'm going to be showing you these prophetic utterances that have been made. But there is one particular one I want you guys to actually pay attention to his declaration for this year. And that is Ayolede. I think it's Ayodele. Yeah. His was very specific. He talked about certain things that will happen, bomb blasts that will happen, what will happen to APC, what will happen to Buhari. He was very specific on the things that will happen and he named the people it will happen to. Those prophetic utterances are ones that we can hold on to and say, if this doesn't happen, why? Now, if you can remember last 2 years, or was it last year, when Prophet TB Joshua declared that Clinton would be the president of the United States. When it didn't happen, we held him accountable. Everybody was like, you said this. These are what we are talking about. When you make a prophecy, Is it a declaration, or are you praying over your congregation, or are they visions of things to happen? Are they very specific? Now, neither of these, whether it's declaration over your people or your members, is also a prophecy. If it's a specific one, it's also a prophecy. But Nigerians are actually tired of prophecies being made that does not come to fruition. So they believe that every year, January, a lot of prophecies are being made, which really does not materialize. So this year, I've decided to compile all the prophecies as they come, so that you'll be able to remember what was said by which pastor, so that we can actually go back and refer to them or even pray with them. So it's not just about looking at them and saying, oh, this pastor said this, it hasn't happened. If you believe in the pastor and you believe he's a man of God, you can actually go through the prophecy and actually use it during your prayer time. And this is the reason why I've decided to do this. So this is actually the major prophecy by our top men of God. I've tried to pick the popular ones and the unpopular ones and different type of churches so we can all have a miss. I want you to sit down and I want you to prayerfully read the prophecies that were declared by different men of God throughout the month of December and during the crossover nights. I'm aware that some pastors have not yet declared their 2020 prophecy. Some of them are still praying and they will still say more. When it comes, depending on the popularity of this video, I will update it if many people like this video. But if not, that means I'll just put it as a comment section. But at the end of the day, is prophecy real? Yes. Did the prophets talk about prophecy? Did they use prophecy? Yes. Are some pastors misusing the gift of prophecy? Most Nigerians feel so. And that is what they are talking about. So, sit down, relax, and read the prophecy for 2020. God bless you. Have a lovely year ahead of you. Bye-bye.